searching for her missing sister and targeted by scammers.
He tried to FaceTime me, and then when I didn't answer, he was like, "Oh, you have no last words for your sister, you pig."
The warning about the use of AI to try and take advantage of desperation. Squeezing their customers.
When you buy a seat for a human, you should be expected to get a seat for a human.
What WestJet says about its new seating arrangement. And the new book about the boss.
They're learning about us as much as we're learning about them.
How the story of the famous Grizzly made it to print.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Jordan Cannigan.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. A Calgary woman desperate to find her missing sister has been the target of heartless scammers. Deanna Erickson vanished last year. Someone somewhere sent her sister a disturbing AI-generated photo of the missing woman over social media and demanded Bitcoin for her return. Jacqueline Wilson reports.
Shelby Erickson won't give up hope. Her sister, missing since last spring, is alive.
She always was such a loving person and caring person. Like, she cared for all animals and all people.
Deanna Erickson was last seen getting off of a bus near the Shoppers Drug Mart in Walden on June 6th around 11 p.m., seeming disoriented. Shelby thinks she asked a stranger for a ride home.
Deanna didn't just take off, or she didn't just vanish. Like, she has to, someone knows something, and they're just not coming forward.
Police say the case remains open, and Shelby frequently posts about her search on social media. And that's where, in December, someone tried to scam her out of $10,000. The fraudsters used artificial intelligence to make a fake picture of Deanna tied up and being held hostage in a van, and told her to send them the money through Bitcoin or they'd kill her.
At that time, I was just like in shock and so scared, and I was going to go to the police right away.
Police say artificial intelligence has become an increasing problem, and missing person cases are a target.
We're starting to see in missing persons cases where victims are being contacted by criminals who are trying to extort them out of funds.
You simply can't believe your eyes anymore. Somebody shows you an image, immediately you have to question, is that real or is that AI? And in this case, it was a really nasty use of it because they created an alleged ransom photo of this person and their family's been looking for them. So it's quite a cruel hoax.
The incident hasn't stopped Shelby's drive to find answers. She's started a GoFundMe to raise money for a reward and to support the search effort. Anyone with information about Deanna's whereabouts is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, the case is still open, and police are looking to speak with anyone who may have seen or interacted with Deanna between 9 and 11 p.m. on June 6th. Anyone with information is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. A woman faces a criminal charge after a pylon was tossed off of a downtown high-rise onto the sidewalk below. Police say they got several complaints about this video posted online showing someone throwing a pylon over a balcony in the 1100 block of 3rd Street Southeast. Investigators say the 13-pound pylon was tossed from the 14th floor on Saturday. A 28-year-old woman is charged with mischief causing danger to life. Police say this was an incredibly dangerous act, and it's lucky no one was seriously hurt or killed. A man is recovering after he was stabbed this morning. It happened downtown on 6th Avenue Southwest just after 8 a.m. The victim is in stable condition. No arrests have been made. A Lethbridge Uber driver is accused of sexually assaulting a young woman he was driving home. Police say it happened when a 20-year-old woman was getting a ride home from the Chinook Regional Hospital last November. The woman says she was driven to a secluded location and sexually assaulted. 27-year-old Manveer Singh has been charged and will appear in court later this week. Several business owners affected by the water main break on 16th Avenue Northwest say they desperately need compensation from the city. They say they're losing thousands of dollars because of the disruption. As Mark Villani reports, Mayor Jeremy Farkas is hinting at potential relief.
In the blink of an eye, 16th Avenue was underwater.
All the cars were trapped.
Firefighters came to the rescue following a major water main break, but so did Saoud Abbasi. The owner of a nearby pizza shop was in the middle of a delivery when he stepped in to help others.
My goal was to save lives rather than taking care of my business, with carrying them across the street to the safety point.
Abbasi owns Pizza Bay on Bowness Road, but he was forced to close the very next day on New Year's Eve due to a boil water advisory, losing out on $7,000 in revenue on what he called the busiest day of the year.
The system is not helping me whatsoever.
He's talking about Calgary's water main system, specifically the same Bears Paw feeder line that also ruptured back in 2024. This local cannabis shop says it lost 35% of its customers since then, now calling on the city to step up.
Like, without compensation, there's no way that I can stay open. There's no way that I can pay rent, employees, utilities, that they don't stop.
It's why Calgary's mayor is now advising City Council to examine how future projects are planned, which would include the possibility of setting aside money for future capital budgets to help businesses.
It didn't make sense for local businesses to be left picking up the tab. In this case, I think it's very important for us as Calgarians to continue to step up, support these local businesses.
Farkas has yet to clarify if that means money could be provided to businesses during current repairs, which could see off and on water restrictions and construction for the next 2 years. And some nearby businesses say enough is enough.
I think it's only fair that the city compensates. This is their problem that was overlooked for years.
Stay tuned. I know for all of us as a council, we want to give much more than just moral support.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
City Council is receiving a final report tonight from an independent panel examining the 2024 water main burst and connected infrastructure. That report is set to be made public tomorrow. The city says some temporary water interruptions are expected for 30 homes and one business near in Bowness. The Calgary West Soccer Centre is also included over the next 2 days. Bring in Danielle with a first look at weather, and it was a little bit of a warm-up today, which was a nice break, but are those mild temperatures going to stick around?
Yeah, we'll have mild temperatures for the rest of the work week, and then by the weekend, it will be quite toasty. So we'll talk more about the weekend in just a little bit, but let's focus on just tomorrow in general. Key thing to note for the morning is it will be cool to start with a wind chill of -12 when off to work and school. Small chance of flurries early in the morning, but it will be very isolated and very short-lived if we get it at all. We also have had a lot of melting out there today, so expect a lot of icy patches on sidewalks and roads. Now, in the afternoon, we're looking at a high of 0, which is not that much cooler than what we had today. Today's high was 4. So overall, a nice day with calm winds in the afternoon. Your full forecast is just ahead.
Thank you, Danielle. An Edmonton family is asking WestJet to do better for its passengers after a cramped flight last month. The airline recently announced a cabin redesign that adds more seats but limits reclining and offers less legroom in some rows. The carrier says the seating changes meet safety standards, but as Stephanie Thomas reports, some passengers say they didn't feel comfortable or safe.
Dad, can you just straighten out your legs there?
Impossible.
When the Schmidts booked their winter vacation to the Caribbean last month, one of their connecting flights from Edmonton to Toronto felt short of legroom.
It was shocking to get in there and then have my dad, who is 6'3", so he's tall, but not like abnormal human height, physically not be able to fit in the seat.
Amanda Schmidt posted the video online of her parents with their knees knocking the seat backs in front of them. It's been viewed over 1 million times. The Calgary-based carrier says it's changing cabin configuration to offer different prices for seat selection. In a statement, WestJet says these aircraft accommodate an extra row by varying seat pitch between 38 and 28 inches. 21 aircraft have completed the redesign. WestJet also says we are closely monitoring guest and employee feedback to assess the product's performance, comfort, and suitability.
They're forcing you to upgrade, basically, if you want to be able to safely fit in your seat.
An air passenger rights expert says offering adequate space for passengers is required under the contract of carriage. And just because the airplanes can add more seats with less room doesn't mean they should.
The ultimate obligation of the airline is to provide a seat that a passenger can fit into. That's the fundamental legal obligation here. It's not a question of how many inches there are. It's not a question of whether a seat is particularly comfortable.
Although Schmid's father was moved to a section with more legroom before takeoff, she and her mom, at 5'11" and 5'10" foot tall, said they remained in their tight squeeze. Schmid says she has not heard from WestJet directly about her video.
I would be happy to support a different airline that maybe takes more consideration to, human well-being.
Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
WestJet says 43 aircraft are slated for the cabin redesign, but it's taking feedback from passengers and employees about the reconfiguration. Those plans to redesign more planes have been paused until the spring. Friends are raising funds for a young Calgary woman left widowed after her husband died while working on an oil rig. Derek Cullum died near Rimbey on December 28th. Cullum collapsed and co-workers performed CPR until EMS arrived and took over, but he could not be revived. Family and friends have raised $21,000 so far in a GoFundMe campaign to cover funeral costs and other immediate expenses that may arise for his 25-year-old wife. They were just married in July. Loved ones who also have family members working on rigs say Cullen was deeply cherished.
Derek was the give a shirt off your back kind of guy. He was very outdoorsy. He loved to hunt and play hockey. Whenever I talked to my husband on the phone and Derek was around, you could always hear him. He was loud and he was just full of life. It's important to help her during this time because if it wasn't for these men doing their jobs, we wouldn't have a lot of things that we have today.
Well, the cause of Cullum's death is not known. Occupational Health and Safety says it's investigating a fatal workplace incident after a fall. We've reached out to the employer, Precision Drilling, but we have not yet heard back. Coming up, the push to get more women to hit the pavement, why a Calgary program is helping women train for long-distance running.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
The Alberta government has set up a website focused on its proposed new pipeline to the BC coast. The website shows the status of the most recent efforts. The UCP government is demanding the removal of obstacles to a new pipeline, such as a tanker ban and federal environmental regulations. The proposal is facing opposition from First Nations groups in the province of BC. The Prime Minister signed a memorandum of understanding with Alberta to expedite the project if it can get support from those stakeholders. The province hopes the website will help attract an investor and says it will submit the proposal to the Major Projects Office by July 1st. The organizer of a petition to recall Alberta's education minister says they still have a long way to go. The deadline is approaching for the petition to oust Dimitrios Nicolaides. The woman behind it, Jenny Urami, says she has gathered about 6,000 signatures so far, but she needs another 10,000 signatures in the next 2 weeks. That would force a vote in Calgary-Bow on whether Nicolaides should remain in the legislature. It's the first of 26 petitions to unseat Alberta MLAs. Public school boards in Calgary and Edmonton say they've removed dozens of books from libraries to comply with the new Alberta government order. The Calgary Board of Education says it has removed 44 books, but it won't list which ones they are. The Edmonton Public School Board says it's removed 34. The provincial policy announced last fall requires school boards to remove books with explicit images or illustrations of sexual content. Well, there's a move this year to get more Calgary women out on the city's running trails and pathways. Run Calgary has launched a free training program that will offer women a chance to run and improve together in 2026. As Tim Brook explains, the long-distance push is already a big hit.
When the Service Calgary Marathon ran through the city last spring, organizers estimate only about 30% of finishers were women. In 2026, there's a concerted effort to boost that number.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
These are just a few of the athletes in Run Calgary's new women's training program.
There's always been a need to really foster women in distance running, and this seemed like the perfect way to segue into something like that.
The program will provide not only group runs, but also valuable resources like step-by-step training plans and online and in-person mentorship. Organizers tell us sometimes women say they can't fit in running while managing a career, a family, or if they have physical limitations.
Your body responds different to the sport regardless of who you are. And so I think coming into the sport with more people hand in hand and just asking all the critical questions is so important. It makes you a better runner.
Fitness coaches, medical professionals, and even psychology experts are involved. They'll help prep the women in the months leading up to the full and half marathons.
And what we're asking participants to do is in line with something that looks accessible, feels accessible, but then that is also paired with the proper supports.
Those supports, both professional and personal. For many of the 800 women who have already signed up for the program, the latter is paramount.
We're all out here for the same reason. We're all training for the same cause, and I think it's really cool that we get to kind of break off and learn more and grow in that process.
Tim Brook, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, the free program is for runners of all abilities and will be accessible for women to join until mid-April. For more information, you can visit our website, ctvnewscalgary.ca. Well, fitness watches, bike computers, GPS devices for boats, even a tracker that monitors a horse's health. These are all products developed in Garmin Canada's headquarters in Cochrane. Tyler Barrow has more on their success story.
For Garmin Canada, time is precious. But at the Garmin Canada headquarters in Cochrane, Managing Director Jim Rooney watches more than one clock.
Yeah, people look at you strange when you wear 2. They look at you really strange when you wear 4.
He's testing out new features on his fitness watches. His journey began in 1998 with 3 other engineers in a Cochrane garage, developing a device that could clip to a person's shoe and tell them how fast they were running.
We realized, hey, maybe this is something that really could go somewhere, and we ended up starting a company out of it.
His company was called Dynastream Innovations. It was acquired by Garmin Canada in 2006. It now sells smartwatches and GPS products. And its headquarters has expanded well beyond a garage. Garmin Canada is in this downtown Cochrane building. In 2024, it added a 3rd floor as its workforce continues to grow.
Over the last 5 years, we've grown at 18% or more 4 out of 5 years.
And locals have a hand in its success. People in the community are able to test products that the performance team tracks. For athletes, they like the innovation the company brings to market.
Some of the more advanced, almost like Phoenix-like adventure watch features on a slightly lighter and sleeker platform has been really handy for maps, for performance.
Fitness wearables have taken off with consumers as the global market is valued at around $60 to $70 billion. A senior analyst for the company says Garmin is a small player in the highly fragmented market, but points to innovations like its Blaze equine wellness system as examples of their ability to continue gaining market share. It helps monitor a horse's health.
I think there'll be somebody with it at the Stampede.
The product came to market in August. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Cochrane.
Well, a good time to test out those fitness trackers outdoors. It warmed up, but how long will it last? Danielle will have more in her Skywatch forecast next.
It was pretty toasty in the city today compared to the last couple of days. We got to a high of 4 in Calgary. Vancouver, Victoria got to 7 degrees today. Quite a range in temperatures across the country when we look at daytime highs. -4 in Edmonton, -13 in Saskatoon, +1 in Toronto, -9 in Montreal and Ottawa, and 0 in Halifax. So all over the place. We have had the winds out of the west, so we've had that Chinook set up for today. Not sure if you feel it, getting the headaches for today, but that's what got the temperatures nice and toasty in most communities. But it was certainly gusty south of the city, so 94 kilometers per hour. That was the max gust in Pincher Creek today. Lethbridge got close to that 70 mark, and Calgary, Medicine Hat, Brooks, Cranbrook and Banff got into those 40s with regards to the wind gusts. That will all quiet down for the most part for most communities, except for still looking at gusts around 70 kilometers per hour once again tomorrow in Lethbridge. And Pincher Creek, not 94, but but 70. So better tomorrow, but still on the windy side. All right, here's that system that's pushing in from the west. Fernie's going to see a lot of snowfall, already seeing a lot tonight and through early tomorrow morning. But for us here on this side of the Rockies, it's pretty quiet. We will see some snowfall move down the mountains, but it should stay way off to the west, except for there will be some isolated pockets of flurries. Nothing to shovel, nothing significant, very short-lived. But in Calgary, we could see that in the morning hours when off to work and school. Very isolated. Some communities will get it, some communities will not. And then in the afternoon, this pushes into the Medicine Hat area. So you may see a couple snowflakes out there for tomorrow. Temperatures will not be as warm tomorrow. We will not have the winds as strong out of the west, so temperatures will not be able to climb quite as high. You're looking at a high of 0 for tomorrow. And then even a little cooler by Thursday, -2, which is closer to where we should be for this time of year. But we are looking at the winds really kicking in starting on Friday, getting us to +1. And the weekend, check that out, 8 and 10. So it will likely be windy for the weekend, but certainly a lot warmer and likely getting into the plus double digits by Sunday.
Thank you, Danielle. Still ahead, a beloved bear in Banff is the star of a new book. We'll tell you the message behind the new children's book next. If you know the name of any grizzly bear in Banff National Park, it's likely the boss. Now even more people will know about the beloved bear because he is the star of a new children's book. Alicia Fieldberg reports.
He's been caught on camera many times, and now Banff National Park's most famous bear is the subject of a children's book. The boss has been the dominant grizzly in the area for more than a decade.
And he's a great, actually, subject to write a book about because he's been around humans so much.
The author's kids love watching bears on National Park's wildlife cameras, which sparked many trips and many more sightings.
Well over 100, maybe close to 200 bears now.
Including the boss.
We come to Banff quite often, so we actually had the privilege to see him.
That inspired this American author who worked with an Edmonton publisher and a distributor from Dead Man's Flats.
Important to support local culture, right? Respect nature. And creation and learning a little bit about it.
Our sort of celebrity bear, but it's fantastic. It's exactly the sort of book that we like to support.
The fictional tale depicts the celebrity bear at famous sites in Banff, and one image seems to have inspired his travels.
I think Boss read my book as well. After the book came out, he was spotted in Johnston's Canyon.
The goal is to inspire humans as well, to protect nature and understand the challenges bears face.
They have to learn about coexisting with us as much as we need to keep learning how to be safe around them.
The boss is the first Canadian bear featured by the author, but likely not the last. She's also planning a book about bears in Jasper National Park. Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
And you could find the little grizzly who walked like a boss on shelves in Owl's Nest Bookstore here in Calgary, Cafe Books in Canmore, and the White Museum in Banff. That does it for our show this evening. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you here tomorrow.